What is perfect posture? What is it? Is it standing stiffly or sitting stiffly in a really upright pose? Is it just being comfortable? Well, today let's delve right in and have a look. What is perfect posture? In this video, I'm going to tell you all about what perfect posture is and how to achieve it for normal people. So yes, you can tell I'm not a Hollywood superstar. I haven't got brilliant white teeth and I've not got a six-pack and muscles bulging out of my muscles. I'm just a normal person. You're probably a normal person too, which is why you're watching this video. So we're going to go over how to get great posture, some of the common pitfalls and myths to avoid, some of the benefits for it. Let's get going. What is perfect posture? There's probably a million videos about this and there's loads of advice, and I'll bet you most of them are on about, I'll tell you what, the best thing to do for perfect posture is you pull your shoulders back and tuck your chin in and you stick your chest out and you suck your stomach in, and there you go, that's perfect posture. Well, it might look alright on a photograph, if it's on click, that's great, but you can hear it's having an impact on how I look, how I feel, my breathing's going, it's uncomfortable, it's tense. In fact, do it now, wherever you are, sitting or standing, do it. Shoulders back, chin in, chest out, stomach in. Just forget about it. Forget about it. Can't even talk while I'm doing it. And then spend the next 8 hours, spend the next 16 hours doing that. It's not going to happen, is it? Two things are going to happen if you try that. Firstly, you're going to get really stiff and tense and it's going to hurt a lot. Secondly, probably you're just going to give up and go back to slumping again. So it just doesn't work, this perfect posture advice that so many people are giving you. You might think, well, why am I taking posture advice from you, Jen? You're not a Hollywood superstar with muscles on your muscles and super white teeth, and you're not there in a pair of shorts with your shirt off. No, I'm just here in a polo shirt, saggy old pair of jeans. But guess what? I've been helping people improve their posture for 20 years, and I know what works. While I rant about posture, let me point out that if you sit at a desk all day, no matter what you do to improve your posture out there in the world, in the gym or anything else, it's going to have little impact if you're not sitting well at your desk. So if you pop over to my Quick Assist photo app at posturestars.com, super affordable, that will give you loads of feedback on how you're sitting and setting up your desk arrangement for work. And that 8 hours a day improving your posture is going to make loads more difference than spending 10 minutes a day trying to stiffen up and walk around like you're a robot or something like that. Let's get into what is perfect posture. Well, to me, perfect posture, let's adjust the camera, let's go into it. Yeah, let's have a bit of a stand. You can see here, just a normal bloke standing, saggy jeans, polo shirt, generally quite upright, not super brilliant, but to me, this posture is perfect because, why? It's comfortable, it's upright, it's open, not tense, it's not effortful. It's something that you can apply throughout the day. So let's go through some of the principles first in standing. Here I am in standing. You'll notice, let's move this nice comfortable chair out of the way. We'll come to chairs in a minute. Stick with me and we'll do sitting up chairs as well. So here I am in standing. What you'll notice is that from here, I'm nice and open across the hips. I'm not pulling my stomach in, which actually, can you see when I pull my stomach in, it shortens me? See how it disappeared down into myself? So standing nice and upright here, keeping nice and open here. And to me, good posture really begins with the neck. So in Alexander technique, we talk about keeping the neck free so the head can go forwards and up. You might think about having a string coming out the crown of your head there, anything like that. But at the end of the day, you want to be letting your neck be nice and long without stiffening it. What if you've already got a really poor posture and you're really nice and forwards here, and then someone like me is saying, well, I want you to release your neck, I want you to unstiffen it. Is your head not going to collapse down like that? Well, in that instance, think about your neck coming backwards. Think about it gently coming backwards so that you're tending up into length here. You can see how the body lengthens with the head balanced on top. You could think about dropping your shoulders, about being nice and open in the stomach. From the hips here, let yourself ground down into the floor so that your feet are resting nicely into the floor and taking that weight. And from the hips here also, think about your spine lengthening nicely and upwards. So without stiffening, just nicely and upwards so that you're balanced more upright. And if you've already got really poor posture and you're tending towards that, you're going to, over time, undo the years of bad posture that got you into this mess in the first place. Right, let's get the chair out. Let's look at sitting. Sitting with good posture. It's quite simple really. You've got your sit bones here. You can find them if you put your hands under there. 2 round bony bits. They are in there, I promise. Have a rummage, you'll find them. Sitting on those provides the support that you need, and ideally you will have your hips just slightly over your knees here, slightly above your knees, so you've got a slight downward slope there, and your feet flat on the floor. If you're sitting and your feet can't reach the floor, use a footrest. Makes all the difference. Then we're supporting ourselves into the back of the chair here. Chair with nice lumbar support helps. If you haven't got a chair with lumbar support, you can still sit up well for periods of time, but over time it will get tiring, so it is nice to use a chair there with the backrest that I call it slumping upwards. You're slumping upwards, you're releasing upwards into the chair with your head balanced nicely here on top again. Then you're nice and open across the shoulders. Everything's working freely for you. Sitting isn't too difficult, is it? Because a lot of the weight's been taken out of it by the chair. But sitting and standing for your upper bit, for your torso, are exactly the same. It's just that the hips here have folded open so that the feet are on the floor. And when we're sitting there, it's the feet for the seat there. It's your ischial tuberosities that are supporting you there for when you're sitting. Of course, there are many ways to improve your posture. For example, Alexander technique, there's weightlifting and exercising and going to the gym. Physical therapy, physiotherapy, Pilates, bar is really good. Egoscu, it's pronounced even, it's very good. What do you use? Let me know in the comments below. Hundreds of ways to improve your posture. On the one hand, there's purely physical. On this side, there's doing stuff to improve your posture. Like weightlifting will generally tend to bulk you out a bit, make your muscles support you better. That's on the one side. And then right the way on the other side, there's mindfulness activities. And you'll notice that a lot of mindfulness activities tend to concentrate on non-doing, on thinking and not actually getting anything done. If you look at Alexander technique as an example, or Feldenkrais is another one, they can show you how to be aware of yourself while you're doing the stuff that you're doing throughout the day. And then somewhere in the middle like that, what would be in the middle? Something like a physical therapist giving you some exercises to do and telling you to be aware of your posture as well. And in that middle bit really sits ergonomics, which is how you interact with your environment. Do you remember Venn diagrams from school? Do you remember them? So you've got 3 circles interlapping and there's the bit in the middle. So you've got one which is body, which is, physically looking after yourself. You've got the second one, which is brain, which is mindfulness and being aware of yourself. And then the third part, which is space. It's your environment. It's the desk you sit at. It's how your car's set up, your car seat when you're driving, all of that good sort of stuff. And if you get the bit in the middle, the Goldilocks zone, where you've got your body and your brain and your space all sorted, then I guarantee you're going to be improving your posture over time rather than just trying to give it one quick fix. Now, I just mentioned cars, didn't I? Let's talk about how to sit in a car well, because I think this is really important. In fact, no, forget it. I'll do another video. Like, subscribe, and I'll do a video on how to sit in a car and how to drive well as well. I have been asked by some driving instructors. I've just been too lazy to get round to it. Anyway, let's continue. Where are you? You're over there. I need glasses for this. Eyesight, should mention, makes a big difference to your posture. If you've got poor eyesight and you're trying to use a computer all day, you're going to be pulling in and looking at it. Now I can see you over there. I don't have to crane in and try to see you. So let's talk about some of the benefits of good posture. Well, firstly, there's breathing. It makes it a lot easier to breathe if you're not crunched down into yourself. You can hear I'm a little short of breath today. I am getting over a cold, you'll have to forgive me. It's good for your digestion as well because your stomach there is nice and open. It's good for your spine because you're not crunched down into yourself, and it's certainly good for that upper part of your spine. Normal people would call it a neck. Your cervical spine, this bit here, wants to be nice and open and free and balanced. It's good for your confidence because it just makes you feel better. It's good for your productivity at work because you're less likely to feel tired and worn out at the end of the day. And it's good for aging because I guarantee you when you're 80, you're not going to be looking back going, you know what, I'm really glad that I ignored my posture for the last 60 years of my adult life because I didn't need to think about that at all. So as you get older, it really makes a big difference to your quality of life, how easy it is to do the basics. The basic things like getting in and out of a chair. There's loads of studies that show that if you're able to get in and out of a chair easily, you're likely to live longer, you're likely to have better longevity. So what are the myths then? What are the myths about perfect posture? Well, I've given you a couple already, haven't I? Perfect posture is not stiffening. It's not pulling your shoulders back and tucking your chin in and sucking your stomach in and pulling everything into position here. Yes, it might look all right on a photograph if you get it just right. It's no good when you're going about your day-to-day thing. The second myth about good posture is that it's a position that you hold. When people think about posture, they think about a position. So this is posture. Well, no, actually, this is posture, and getting something from a cupboard is posture, and driving is posture. Everything we do, our posture is how we behave and how we act and how we interface our body with our environment around us. So posture is not a static position at all. And finally, and this one's controversial, what's good posture for that 25-year-old gym goer who gets to spend 8 hours in a day exercising to make videos to show you on YouTube what's wrong with your posture? Isn't the best posture for you, because you may be overweight, you may have injuries, you may have a particular style of activity. If you're a horse rider, then yeah, having a really rigid upright posture might look good, but you haven't got a good seat for your horse. There's all sorts of activities where having nice, free, open posture, mobile, natural, bouncy posture is better. Your spine has a nice curve down it. It's not like a ramrod straight thing. If I try and straighten my spine now, that's really uncomfortable. And if I'm going to step off a curb and miss a step, that sudden jar is going to jar all the way up my spine and into my head and cause me loads of pain. So your spine wants to be nice and springy and bouncy, a bit like a spring, so that your posture is springy and bouncy and mobile too. I think you get the idea. So let me know, what are the problems that you have with your posture? What are the ways that you're using to try and improve your posture? Are you, for example, a Gosku teacher? Do you teach people how to improve it that way? Do you disagree with everything I've said? Are you a gym instructor and you think I'm just some namby-pamby who's bouncing around saying, hey, you don't have to put effort into your posture? Are you an Alexander teacher who thinks, oh my Lord, the idea of some of the stuff you've talked about is crazy because it's all about how we think? There's so many ways of thinking about your posture and so many ways of improving your posture. I would be fascinated to find out more. Let me know.